Well guys, I can't believe it. It's already been over a month with the RHO here on the channel. In this video, I want to share some of my early dislikes and also some of my early likes that I have with this truck so far. And while we go over these likes and dislikes, LASFIT saw that we had a new truck. They're a huge supporter here on the channel, so we're going to install their all-weather floor liners inside the truck and also in the bed of the truck. I have a link and discount code in the description for LASFIT. They make all-weather floor mats for all sorts of vehicles. So we'll start out with a dislike, the check engine lights. I've had 2 of them in under 2,000 miles on this Ram RHO. The first one, my local dealership replaced the MAF sensor. The second one that just came out, I cleared it about a week and a half ago, but that code read intake sensor. So I think something is going on with my intake. Sometimes too with this truck, when it's idling, it kind of like pops a little bit. I don't know if it's gasping for air or if something is messed up in the electronics. And there was one time too, while we were road tripping and this truck was idling, keeping it nice and cool inside for the dogs, and it kind of like bogged down. The lights actually shut off, and then they turned back on and the truck was like, boom, like it came back to life. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. So far, those were my 2 check engine lights. It has to deal with something in the intake. If I get a 3rd check engine light, of course I'll let you guys know, but I definitely wanna get down to the bottom of this with my dealership. So we'll follow up each dislike with something I like about the truck. The first thing I like is the looks of it, man. Ram actually knocked this thing out of the park. The front headlights here, they actually have like a cool sequential thing to it. So like when I lock it, you could see the lights kind of go in and come away. I know it's flickering a little bit on camera, and even when I unlock it too, it's all nice and sequential. The hood scoop is actually functional. Ram is opened up right here to let air into the truck as well. We actually have a metal bumper, tow hooks, 35-ish inch tires from the factory. The whole appearance of the truck is absolutely awesome. With Toyota products in the past, you know, you got to do some modification to make it not look kind of like a car truck, right? This truck, and I do know that it is an off-road ready vehicle, so that appearance has to be just absolutely, you know, apparent from the factory. But we are going to do wheels and tires on this thing, some other minor mods here and there, but like, just straight out of the box, this truck looks so good. So the next dislike has to deal with this step down here. So this is an optional thing that you can get from Ram, but it is a little bit hard to kind of like bring it down. It is getting better over time, but for the first 2,000 miles of this truck, getting in and out of the bed of it, trying to get it down and then back up was a little bit of an issue. Going up with it is still kind of a challenge because you kind of have to like get it the right way, and then I'm always scared that I'm gonna smash my toe up against like this metal bumper. So this step, you know, it's nice when it goes down, and then back up is still like a little bit of an issue. Like, you have to get used to it. So I do use the bed of this Ram because, you know, it's a truck, and you could see that I've kind of scratched it up a little bit, and yeah, it's a truck, but I like to take care of my crap. So we had a bunch of stuff in here from our Airbnb that I had to put in here, kind of textured up the bed lining a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and install this LASFIT liner to protect the rest of our bed. So you can leave this just in the bed of your truck or kind of put it out on your driveway. The hot Florida sun is 100% gonna take care of this. One thing that I do like about the bed of the Ram is that it's not a composite bed like the Tundras that I've had in the past. So you actually get a good bit of bed space. There's also integrated rails right here. I did get the upgraded package with it. So that's gonna look really good once it settles. This is nice because, you know, I carry paint and a whole bunch of stuff back here, and I don't want it getting onto this bed liner. I do plan on keeping this truck for a while, but I am eventually gonna sell it, so I wanna keep the bed looking as good as possible. So another dislike I have about this truck is kind of all the electronics, honestly. Toyota does such a good job with their electronics, making sure that they work. I personally never had issues with my Entune units, but this screen right here is very laggy. The Uconnect system in these Ram trucks is super laggy, especially when you first start up the vehicle. One thing that I do like about it though, is that it's fully customizable. Like, you can do so much on these screens. Even the gauge cluster too, you could do a whole bunch of stuff on. Like, there's tons of different modes and stuff that you could do with it, like your speedometer, You have your heads-up display stuff you can change, your music, distance, all this stuff, off-road modes with the pitch and roll, and your steering angle, like it all moves and stuff. Like there's so much information. And then just things right here too, like all this vehicle information with all these custom gauges and dials. Like there's so much information going on in this truck, which I absolutely love, which is crazy because when I had the check engine lights, it didn't tell you anything on the display for the truck. And I also had another like electronic gremlin with this truck when I was trying to unlock it the other day. This just happened and I'm putting it into this video. So if I press unlock, the truck is not unlocking. And I use the other set, different set, not unlocking. So I just turned the truck on, turn it off, turn it back on, whatever, like typical avionics reset like when I was in the Air Force. Didn't work. Press this button, you can see the door itself is not cycling. So that's cool. That's awesome. It's very cool. And it's the next day and I just went out to the truck and it fixed itself somehow. So that's a Toyota thing for vehicles to just fix themselves. But now when I press the lock and unlock button, it actually works. So I have no idea what the heck that was, but electronics, I hope it's not the death of me on this truck. So yeah, so it fixed itself, which is weird, but it just goes to show like this is a whole new electronic architecture in this truck. And unfortunately mine just doesn't seem to be the absolute best. Like CarPlay fires up like right away. Like I turn the truck on and CarPlay is like, boom, there to go. And I use this like 99% of the time, but I still do have laggy issues with this. Like if I go to comfort, come on, there you go. It went to comfort and then like back to media, come on, back to media, and then go back to CarPlay, it's like instant. So the screen for me is a little laggy. Again, there's a ton of crap going on, and I'm sure there's an over-the-air update that Ram could do with this thing to make it, you know, hopefully snappier. But the electronics for me, while they're very good, very customizable, I love all the information that you get. I just wish maybe they just need more RAM or a better processor for all these electronics. So the next, like, I'm gonna kind of cover two things with one. This truck has a ton of storage. Like here in the center console, you can open this up, you can open the main center console up. They don't have batteries in the back, so you have all this room under the seats, unlike, you know, a hybrid Toyota, to move all this around. Ram also gives you this, so this can move out this way to give you more room here. Underneath the floor right here, we got some more storage. Like, there's just so much storage in this truck to actually do truck things, which I absolutely love. And that's another thing, is this, it feels like a truck. I know that sounds stupid, but a lot of these newer vehicles, trucks wise, kind of feel very car-like. They're not that heavy. Their steering wheels are a little dainty. It kind of bounces around a lot on the road. This thing's freaking solid, man. This truck is so solid on the road. It's absolutely crazy. And another thing that I love with that too, with all this storage, is a flat load floor right here. Now, we're about to change out these floor mats for the LASFIT ones, because these, they're in two pieces for some reason. So we're gonna go ahead, take these guys out. I absolutely love that this floor right here is a completely flat floor. We just did a road trip with the truck to drop off the Land Cruiser up in Birmingham, Alabama, and our dogs just laid out right here, which was really cool, because before in the Tundras, you had to either put these seats down and they sat on the seats. They couldn't really be on the floor because of the transmission tunnel, so it wasn't that comfy for them. But I just tried it here with the Ram. I was like, hey, let's just put these seats up and let the dogs lay flat. And they had so much space. So we'll go ahead and just add the LASFIT liners into the back of the Ram now. Again, it's nice and flat. It goes into the OEM spots right here. Boom. Kind of pivot this around, and then we'll pop it in right there. So we still have easy access if we flipped it up to our storage right down here, which is nice. And we can see right here, when compared to the OEM stops right here, which honestly, these OEM ones are pretty good, but the OEM stops about right here. The LASFIT is gonna cover our actual door sill. So we'll take this out and you can see that the OEM goes decently far back and right up here. However, the LASFIT one goes just as far back, maybe a little further. And we could see a little truck right there too. So the LASFIT liners are in, They're looking good back here, and it's one single piece, which I like. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, I'm out of dislikes. So, I mean, the main thing about this truck was the check engine lights that I have and the infotainment screen being a little bit laggy. There is another one kind of while you're in CarPlay, the buttons are just a little tiny and they're at the bottom of the screen, which I personally don't like, but that's kind of a personal preference. But I'm out of dislikes. So another like is gonna be the surprising MPG that I'm getting with this truck. I don't know how, but I'm averaging around 18.2 to 18.3 miles per gallon. On a recent road trip that we just had up to Birmingham, I posted this on the YouTube community tab and also on my other social medias. Dude, we got 22.1 miles per gallon out of this Hurricane engine. And the powertrain is so freaking smooth. The ZF 8-speed transmission, the Hurricane inline 6, this is one of the smoothest driving vehicles I've ever driven in my life. For a truck on 35s with off-road suspension and deload rated tires. It is so freaking smooth. It's incredible, man. It's really good. And with that too, the truck actually sounds good, which is crazy. And we are gonna upgrade the exhaust, but take a listen to the cold start and also this truck at idle. Sounds pretty good for an inline 6. So for those saying, John, why don't you get a TRX? Why don't you get the Hemi, whatever? Dude, I'm all about this Hurricane engine. Plenty of power, sounds good. I could not be happier, and I'm getting somehow 18.3 average miles per gallon, and I have not reset that yet since the day I bought this truck. So let's go ahead and replace the driver's side floor mats now. Again, down at the bottom, you can see a little truck detail in this, which is pretty cool. Down here, speaking of detail, Ram, the interior has just the best features, I feel like, of it. The best materials used in the game. It says Ram down here, but you could see that it's starting to get kind of dirty and scratched up. So we're gonna take out these floor mats, which again, are very good from OEM. Like, Toyota needs to take notes because these floor mats are really freaking nice. And you could see that now we are covering this Ram logo, which I do like, but again, I don't want it to get all scratched up and all nicked for when it's time for me to return this truck in and it just looks like crap. But the LASFIT, we're contouring around everything, just really nice. And we have that little truck right there too. And then of course goes up, we have nice coverage on the dead pedal around the plastic right here. And of course under our driver pedal, and then too on the transmission tunnel. You can kind of see where those OEM ones went up a little bit more. LASFIT is open to constructive criticism, so if people want these to be maybe a little higher, maybe they'll do that. But again, we got nice coverage over the door sill. So link in description and discount code for LASFIT products. They're awesome. Let me get to the very last thing that I really like about this truck. So the last thing I like about it has to deal with the remote start and also while the truck is running, coming from a Toyota owner's perspective. So this is pretty good. And I noticed it while we were road tripping. This is a game changer if you have dogs, in my opinion. So to remote start, you see that little 2X right there on the key? You just have to press it twice and the truck is gonna start itself. So the truck is running, and then basically all you do is you get inside the vehicle, bro, I'm telling you, the electronics, I leave everything going here on the channel, so I'm not sure what that is, but at least it unlocked this time. Because when I remote started it last time, it did not want to unlock itself. Something with the electronics. But you get in the vehicle, everything's loaded up. Like I said, my CarPlay, boom, already going on this thing. So that loads so freaking fast. And you just press the button and the truck is ready to go. There is a safety feature. If I try to just drive off with the truck, it would not let me do that. But the truck is running right now. So in a Toyota vehicle, if I got out and I go to lock it, you cannot do this with the Toyota. So I got the key right here. I lock the truck, it's still running. A Toyota would not do that. It would say, hey, bring the key back. You can't lock it. You can't leave your dogs in here while you run to the bathroom real fast on a road trip. So key, I'm gonna throw it right here in the grass, see you later, and walk back to the truck. It's still running. Gotta pick up all my trash. Nothing, no indicators, nothing on the door, and it is locked. We go back and get the key, get my workout in the summertime, man. It is hot right now. I am sweating through this shirt. I am fat. I need to stop doing this. But we'll go ahead, unlock the truck. We can see the animation on the lights right there up front. Come back to it. And now we can get in. So imagine your dog's back here. Oh, Dad, how's it going? Oh, it's so good to see you. Like, that's just so cool. I don't know why Toyota can't do that. Maybe it's a safety thing. I have no idea. They're very by the books. But that is the last thing that I really do like about this Ram after the month of having it. So LASFIT, thank you so much for sponsoring the video, supporting the channel, allowing me to do things with these trucks and give my awesome viewers information about it. So guys, I appreciate you all watching, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, see you later.